In this video, we're going to talk about my top 3 tips to get in the best shape of your life and enter your wellness era. Hi guys, I'm Victoria. I'm obsessed with reaching my genetic potential. I think a disciplined body promotes psychological well-being and also spreads into other areas of your life. I want to look back at my 20s and think I've led such a wholesome life. My first tip would be to decenter fitness from the gym. I wouldn't stop weightlifting completely. Bone density is very important. From the age of 30, bone density plateaus before it decreases, and strength training is the most effective way to reduce that decline. So I would still strength train and lift weights, but I don't believe we have to be in the gym 6 days, 5 days, and 4 days a week like I was previously. I am not a bodybuilder. I have no plans to be a bodybuilder. I just want to hit my own genetic potential, get in the best shape for myself. So I fully stopped going to the gym January of this year, and it's completely changed my life. Instead of going to the gym, I focus more on my hobbies. My hobbies are ballet. I do ballet once to twice a week. I also play tennis twice a week, and these add a social dynamic, a social aspect to fitness, to activity that I wasn't getting before when I was just going to the gym. It also trains things such as balance, coordination, agility, flexibility, muscles which I have never trained in my life, meaning that I am just so much more whole, well-rounded, and my focus is not only on aesthetics but also performance, mobility. So it's had a huge impact on my life in that regard. And besides hobbies, I still work out. So I do mat Pilates at home. There are free YouTube videos that don't cost anything. All you need is a mat and you can get started in your room. I think it's important to try to do things for free when you can. So I would definitely recommend Pilates. I have an insane core now that I just didn't have before. I also still weight train at home. So I bought some weight and decided that strength training is important. I still want to lift weights, still want to build that glute to maintain the glutes I have, especially when losing weight, you may lose them. So I would recommend putting strength training in there if that's a concern. So I'm weightlifting at home, I'm doing mat Pilates, and I have my hobbies, and that is a routine I love. I love the variety of activities, and honestly, it makes me look forward to my week, which is so important when it comes to longevity, and I actually keep this up for the rest of my life. My next tip is nutrition is number one, and the reason I put this as the second tip is because decentering fitness from the gym allowed me to focus more on nutrition. So in order to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. I would recommend going online, TDEE calculator, putting in your weight and height and activity level, and that will give you your maintenance calories, and then you can figure out your deficit. So usually, moderate deficit, 500, I would say. And if you stick to those calories, you will lose the weight. However, I've tried that before. I've ate in a calorie deficit, but I've ended up binging because I was just focused solely on the numbers. What I did differently this time is really focus on nutrition. And one way I decided to do that is through my A to Z vegetable challenge. So every week you try a different vegetable starting from A, going all the way to Z, and you make a meal around that vegetable. So for my first week A, I chose aubergine. I made baba ganoush, a miso glazed aubergine dish as well. And every week I would try the next vegetable alphabetically. B was butternut squash, C, chickpeas, icon radish, which was something I've never had before. It was very interested. I would make it again, and it taught me so much about nutrition. The beautiful thing about vegetables is they're often low calories, they're packed with different nutrients. So if you're building your meal based on a vegetable, you're going to be focused a lot more on the micronutrients that we often forget about. It was also very filling as my focus shifted away from just numbers and calories to fiber, nutrients, colour, making sure I got diversity on my plate. It made me forget that I was actually dieting and trying to lose the weight. It made it a lot more fun, gamified the whole thing, and I would recommend it to everybody. I talk to everybody about my A to Z vegetable challenge and hoping that they start their own and what meals do they create. I am now usually thinking about food or thinking about what I'm going to make and what I'm going to create It's such a great creative outlet for me as well. So that's another thing that I have been able to do since decentering fitness from the gym is realizing the importance of nutrition and leading with nutrition. Lastly, discipline. Discipline is the most important thing, and to others who have not gotten to the point yet, it may look like obsession, but it's what's going to enable you to actually get in the best shape of your life, have the body of your dreams, and reach the point that you've always wanted to be at. So for me, probably in my journey, losing the 8 kg, I would say being disciplined was shown with tracking everything I ate except spices was tracked. I also would take a weekly weigh-in of my weight and note that down, and it just made sure I knew where I was. I held myself accountable and I was able to see progress. So it's such a big payoff. It's amazing the payoff you get from being disciplined. I truly believe it promotes psychological well-being, because if I can be disciplined, reach a goal, lose the weight in this area, why can't I learn to play the violin? Why can't I go and pick up another language? Discipline is essential when you are starting this journey, you are in this era, trying to be in your best shape of your life. And it's not obsession. Some people may say that to you, but it just means you're on the right track. So those are my top 3 tips. Of course, it's not going to apply to everybody. If you enjoy going to the gym, carry on going. If you find that it gives you the social aspect, then that's amazing. Keep on doing that. Stay disciplined. If you're too busy to even cook, there are meal prep services out there. If it's something you don't enjoy, there's other ways to navigate it. But these are what's helped me, and personally what I would always recommend to others. Try and cook your own food so you know what's going in it. Focus on vegetables, focus on micronutrients. Get out there, try other activities, diversify your plate and your activities, be disciplined and live a more purposeful life. I will be creating more videos showing what I'm doing currently, new things I'm trying, and also just trying to navigate my 20s around fitness, food, fun, travel, everything you could imagine. So I really hope this helped, and I'll hopefully check in soon, maintain this weight loss, and looking forward to the last 2 months we have of this year.